Alright guys, today on Let Dirt Fly we're going to do a overview and a short-term review on the CF MOTO 600 C-Force. Alright guys, so today on Let Dirt Fly we're going to do an overview, ride review, and an honest opinion on the CF MOTO C-Force 600.
I thought you were going to say purely unsweetened.
Well, obviously this video should be sponsored by Lipton, but as of right now it's not.
Sponsor us.
That's right. Okay guys, so had the CF MOTO for, probably about 3 months now. It's got 81 miles on it.
Doesn't sound like a lot.
Doesn't sound like a lot, but you know, when you're trail riding, you're only getting, you know,
Do like 12-mile rides roughly. Yeah. Sometimes 10 miles, sometimes less. Depends on what we're doing. Sometimes we're in the mud, so obviously you're not even moving in that. But so yeah, today we're just gonna go over this thing, go over some specs with it, and check it out in depth, and kind of tell you guys our thoughts on it. This is coming from somebody that rides Can-Am and then a Polaris, so this is hopefully
gonna be honest about this machine.
The C-Force 600 has a single-cylinder, 4-stroke, 4-valve, 580cc engine that puts out 40 horsepower and 32 foot-pounds of torque.
With a double A-arm independent front and rear suspension, spring-loaded pre-adjustable shocks, hydraulic disc brakes all around, has 10.6 inches of ground clearance, 12-inch cast alloy wheels, overall length 90.5 inches, width 46, height 55, must be at the top of the handlebars. Has 4.2 gallons of fuel, and that's about it. We don't care about the rest. So this quad comes equipped with DRLs, daytime running lights, has a horn, also has 12-volt charger with also USB charging capability. Two. Pretty cool.
Another pretty cool thing about this thing that you don't get with a lot of manufacturers is
manufacturers.
Another cool thing about this quad that you don't get with a lot of manufacturers is a already pre-installed winch that you don't have to pay any extra for. It literally comes off the showroom with it.
Everything you see here is what you get. You get, you know, color matching hand guards. You get the winch. You get a tow hitch, 2-inch.
It comes with those.
This all comes with it for the price point. The aluminum wheels. I don't remember what else is above and beyond what you normally get. Does have power steering. I believe all their models have power steering. This power steering is smooth. It is very smooth.
very gentle. Like
very
it doesn't take much effort to turn. So it is worth mentioning that we have different tires on the quad. Not everybody didn't like the tires that were on here.
Yeah, the original tires seem to go very well.
What are they called? Mud claws?
I don't remember what they're called.
I'll put a little annotation or whatever it's called on the bottom there.
I don't know.
But yeah, we ended up throwing on these 27-inch Sun F what is it, Warriors. Yeah, so
I got a steal on these tires. So I just grabbed them, threw them on the quad to make sure these are going to turn them. This quad is actually getting swamp lights on it soon. These tires are going to go onto my wife's quad. Should be pretty cool. Certain things to, I guess, to really kind of talk about. I mean, winch, cool. It's definitely a very good point. You also get, you know, the really nice aggressive foot pegs. You know, good for mud riding. Comes with front bumper, rear bumpers. They're integrated into the quad. Again, very nice features. Horn, lights, great. Locking diff is fantastic. Locking diff on this works really good. And with the power steering, it's not a bear to control.
Fully digital dash.
Fully digital dash.
All kinds of cool stuff you can do with it, but well, not do with it, but what do you call it? Like it's pretty neat looking compared to some, like even my 2020 Can-Am XMR. This dash is a little nicer. I'm not gonna lie. Wish mine had the 850 one. But
actually, I believe the lighting on that dash is also adjustable, so you can.
Really?
Yeah, you can dim your instrument cluster, which is pretty cool.
That I didn't know.
Again, this has 4-wheel hydraulic disc brakes on it.
Which
pretty cool feature.
You don't get that with a lot of quads. A lot of quads, again, like my 2020 Can-Am here that you guys are sitting on, only got 3 brakes. This thing has 4, which is pretty cool.
Yeah, I believe my Polaris only has 3 brakes too.
This thing is pretty hefty too. How much did it weigh?
It was like 900 pounds, right around that.
Wet weight, I'm guessing?
I believe so.
Yeah.
Lipton, make sure you buy it. Make sure you sponsor us.
They're gonna take down our video just because this is Lipton's gonna be like, nope, lawsuit. Mention our name.
2020 Lipton's, iced tea review here.
Yeah.
Okay, let's talk about positives, negatives. Positive price point. These things are basically what, $61.99, I think, or $6,100.
It's something weird.
Yeah, $6,099, something like that. Price point, huge positive.
For what you get a lot for that though. Like other quads, like if you look at a 450 Can-Am with DPS, with power steering, that's their term for it. You're looking anywhere from, for 450, you're getting $7,000 upwards.
Yeah.
So, and that doesn't come with a winch.
Doesn't come with handguards. Doesn't come with
stuff
fancy
like
foot
lights.
grips, nice lights. It doesn't come with any of that kind of stuff. So, price point is definitely a positive.
There's a lot in this thing.
Yeah. A positive to me is the ride. The ride on this thing is actually super comfortable. Sorry, there's a spider on me. Super comfortable. It's got some kind of a steering dampener in it. You do not feel the rocks when you hit them as much. You're still gonna feel them.
Still jarring.
They're not jerking the handlebars out of your hands. I haven't hit anything like that yet.
Yeah, basically what Seth's saying is, like, when you hit a rock, obviously, especially when you don't have any kind of power steering at all, you get that initial jar.
Yeah, it'll yank the handlebars right out of your hands. This does not do that at all.
Doesn't feel good on the wrists, especially if you have previously broken ones like me. So it doesn't feel too good. But yeah, it kind of helps minimize it, and it does a pretty good job.
It really does do a good job of that. Another thing is positive is actually the power on this thing. Being a 600 with 580 cc's, you're getting, what is it, 41 horsepower?
Yeah.
They say 41 horsepower.
It's weird because on our website they literally have it as listed as 41 horsepower, and then you go down to the specs and it says 40. It's like,
yeah, so
1 horsepower, so we'll call it 40 and a half.
Yeah, there you go, 40 and a half. We put 27s on this thing. This thing turns 27s, no clutch kit, no nothing, without a problem. It is extremely responsive in the trails. We're gonna touch on the throttle with that comment. The throttle is definitely a negative, I will say. And I don't know if it's the throttle or the clutching.
I think it's more clutching.
It might be the clutching. This thing, and when I first got it, I was very concerned about it. This thing engages a little bit higher, about 22 to 2400 RPMs, and unless you start to get in it, it feels like this thing is just revving and revving and revving and not going anywhere.
It almost feels like you have a mudding clutch kit in it without having, like, right off the showroom floor. It kind of feels like.
What you end up getting is there's a huge power band, like in between like 3,000 and 5,000 RPMs, and this quad will just really accelerate, and your RPMs don't climb like they would on the Can-Am or the Polaris, you know. So
kind of sticks, like once it
kind of engages, it rolls in there nicely.
I found 20 miles an hour is like, and beyond is where the thing actually, weirdly enough, likes to live, I guess you could say.
Yep.
That's where like it kind of reaches that, or it's after that weird point of where it feels like it's revving high and actually feels like the engine's starting to pull it good.
Yep.
20 and below, it's very, and we'll probably shoot some footage in a little bit of you'll hear it. Things like screaming RPM wise. And like my quad's got a clutch kit in it, and it's nowhere near the I think I'm like rocking at like 10 miles an hour, like 3,500 RPM. And this thing's, I think I looked down, it's like
almost
45,
like, 4,000 or something like that. So
it's revving out pretty good. So that's a weird thing you gotta get used to, especially if you're used to other quads. Apparently it's 100% normal, and there might be a wink hint, might be something we're doing to change that soon. So
yes, hopefully the clutch kit will be coming soon to throw in this thing.
yes, so
But again, you know, the throttle is a little soft and spongy. I'm gonna go with that kind of a term, you know, or the clutch is a little spongy, you know. But once you get that into that optimum RPM range out in the trails, this thing is fun.
yeah,
This thing picks up great. It's snappy as can be. Positive.
Oh, moves.
The exhaust on this.
pretty
The exhaust on
loud,
this
yeah.
factory is pretty snotty. It's not.
I can hear him coming behind me when he's
Yeah, you know
I
when
got
you
stock
need to
exhaust,
accelerate.
yeah.
But the exhaust on this for a factory exhaust is actually pretty snotty. It's
there's a nice
not
little backfire,
overboard.
too.
It's not overboard, but you know, it's just a nice kind of a loud sounding.
I think they tuned this thing kind of rich because
I think they
it
did. It
which
does
is always
backfire
good
every so
because I
often.
mean my quad's tuned lean out of the factory because for emissions and stuff. This
Yep.
thing I think is tuned a little rich because when you let off the throttle with this thing, it's backfire city.
It's not backfire city. It will shoot a couple, but not bad.
He likes to backfire a little bit. So.
It's fun. It sounds great. The racking system on this is actually pretty nice. I don't know what the specs are, 100, 120 on the back. You could look all that kind of crap up. It does have like some form of CF Moto lock and ride system. Again, you can look all that up.
We're probably never gonna throw any kind of storage box on this just yet.
No, not at all.
Like I said, this is his daughter's quad, so we're trying to keep it like kind of light and manageable for her. We don't want her hauling around a bunch of stuff. Unless maybe on a big trail ride or something.
That's what my quad is for. I throw the box on mine, everybody throws their crap in.
Mine might be getting a box too, just for when we do our bigger trips and stuff. We plan on doing a couple hopefully by the end of the year. Obviously with everything going on in the world, if you're watching this in a couple of years from now, there's a pandemic coming, so.
COVID-19. Hopefully it's going to be over soon. COVID-19 will end November 5th, depending on who's elected.
All right, guys. So yeah, if you can see, I'm driving one-handed here because I got the gimbal in one hand, and then no real good place to put it. I don't want to hurt it. So, but yeah. So Seth, what can you can? Oh, I see it. I see the web. You went right through it.
That was a bad one.
Yeah. So. Seth took a picture. I'll put it in the video here. You can comment below. Oh boy, there's a tree down there, huh? So we can get through. Yeah, so if you guys can comment down below what the heck this spider is. I've searched it before and can't find it. But yeah, they make cobwebs between the trees back here in upstate New York. By upstate I mean Hudson Valley, so not super upstate. We consider this upstate, but.
Definitely not downstate.
Yeah.
We don't want to be classified as
So one thing I just want to throw in real quick is we apologize for the little bit of wait on videos. Seth and I have been pretty busy. We've been so I went on a little vacation. Seth's been working on a flip house, and then but in the meantime, since we've posted some videos, Seth and I have had some heartbreaking moments. So I flipped my quad
Yeah, I was gonna say, I broke a front axle.
Well, I wasn't gonna say about that, but there's trees down everywhere. We're gonna come back with a chainsaw. But so yeah, I flipped my quad completely off camera. It was actually supposed to be the day we were gonna film this review and overview of the CF Moto. We didn't start it really. We went like 5 minutes, not even 5 minutes into it. About 100 feet from my house. There goes Seth. About 100 feet from my house, 200 feet or so. There's a big log. I just kind of went up on, not a log, a stump, and just rolled it right over and crushed my handlebars. So I'm rocking some Pro Tapers now, but my OEM handguards didn't fit anymore, so I had to get special threaded bar ends. So those are on the way. I'm gonna have my original handguards back, but Seth had some fun too. We had a good old hurricane come through here in New York. And
oh yeah. Where the hell are you?
I'm back here. I'm driving one-handed, boy.
Oh.
But yeah, it did some damage to Seth's and his wife's cars.
Yeah, dropped the tree on both of my cars, which we'll see what happens. I mean, they want to bring them to the shop and estimate them, but
Finish it toll balls.
they might end up totally wrong.
Alright guys, we just made it back to the house. Overall, this quad is pretty awesome.
For the money, it's well worth it. You know, for the money, it's well worth it. A lot of fun. I got no complaints. You know.
Yeah, this thing is, so far it's been good, no breakage or anything like that. I think we had one comment where somebody actually said they had a water pump fail. A water pump fail. Haven't had that yet. This thing's hasn't had any overheating issues. Fan kicks on when it should, and it's been staying cool. We haven't had any dash lights come on, so mechanically it seems to be pretty sound so far. So hope you guys enjoyed this thing, and we're going to continue riding it. Probably do a long-term review maybe in a year or two, and I'm going to get some more miles on it. Like I said, we got a couple big trips planned, so hopefully we'll get up to those places and get some more footage of this thing, and you guys can kind of watch it progress, see what breaks, if it does, maybe not. So who knows?
It does have that I forgot to talk about. It's got this gear lock. So what you could do is, if you're going to a park or something, and you know you put it in park, you can lock it. This cannot move. So
I didn't know about that.
Yeah, they can't. Nobody can take it out. It's an anti-theft. So completely forgot about that while we were going over all the kind of little features and stuff. I mean, you know,
12 volt,
the two USBs, 12 volt. I mean, you know, it's got a lot of cool little features. You know, small stuff that just makes the quad kind of cool for the value. But the next time you see this, it'll probably be rocking Swamp Lights. So, yeah. Just another set of tires on this in the
couple months we've had it.
Yeah. You know.
Well, your quad's been through a bunch of sets of tires. I've only been through one technically, because I mean I got my Mega Mayhems just still down back. I'm waiting. I'm saving those.
Your second set.
Yeah, so this is my second set on my quad, but
I mean, not that.
Every time I talk to Seth, he's like,
had the original one that came on it. Then she got the other Sun Fs that were complete trail tire that came off.
They're basically
so
they're basically bighorns.
Yeah, and then they got these Sun Fs just because it was a really smoking deal. I couldn't walk away from it. $250. Tires had 40 miles on them. Yeah. So I couldn't complain about that at all.
Why not? And they don't really chatter either.
No.
Like 3 miles an hour?
3 miles an hour. That's it.
So this one's like 5 to 7. My tires chatter a little bit and then it goes away. So not too bad for that, but
yeah. And the Swamp Lights are going to be really smooth on a trail. You know, be able to pull her through. Not too heavy mud, but enough.
Yeah.
And that's really what she wanted. She wanted a bigger tire that wasn't a rough ride. So.
Well, to see how this thing progresses, see how long it lasts. Don't know. We have no idea.
And I don't ride it easy.
No, he doesn't.
I ride hard. So.
Yeah, she rides it easy, but when he rides it, he lets it have it. So hopefully we'll find out its breaking points and stuff like that.
Hopefully we don't find out.
Hopefully we don't find those out, but you know, things happen. So you like axles, so
Apparently I do. Apparently I do.
So yeah, well actually we'll see how this thing holds.
Actually,
27s.
the axles are under warranty. The factory 1-year warranty. So if you snap an axle, covered under warranty.
We gotta throw the stock tires back on though.
Just bring it back and be like, hey, my axle snapped. Fix it.
There you go. But all right, guys, that's gonna be a wrap for today's video. Like I said, we're sorry it's been a little while, but we're back at it here. So hope you guys enjoyed, and we'll have to catch you guys next time.
Hey, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel. Make sure you kind of follow us for everything coming up, because we're going to be doing a lot of stuff here. So subscribe, like it, hit the notification, touch the bell on the bottom down here. Do everything you can.
Stick around.
Have you forgotten where you were?